Okay, good morning everybody. Still getting used to all this stuff here, and we're changing all these big plans to change what you're going to see as I'm trading to more unique things. It'll be interesting. So I'm on a little earlier for the happy few that are coming on early with me. Apparently it is a success according to YouTube. The amount of viewers I'm getting, which is good. It seemed like not many to me, but because there's 30,000 subscribers, so I kind of thought there'd be like 20,000 viewers. Just dreaming, right? A lot of your subscribers are they just push the button and never come back, obviously. But so I'm going to start by going over the news again, what we have to look forward to and why I might trade what I should trade. I was just reading that. Let me just make sure my sound quality is coming through. Yep. My picture is on. Yep. Okay. So, right now it looks like the consumer strength supports growth for Tesla, which is, interesting. So, and the bank earnings on the broad market, you said American Express and Schwab were good. So, they set the tone for a financial market rally, it says. And then Nvidia just made a deal, or was over there talking with China. So AMD, Tesla, and Nvidia are all should be having action today, because you never know, that means they're going to go up. But I mean, there's news, and sometimes that takes a minute, and sometimes it takes a week. You just never know, or at least a day. The Treasury yields and the Fed tone on Apple, AMD, Nvidia, and Tesla again. If there is a rate change, that would really impact those would impact the market. And then of course the big news was the crypto, which was really yesterday. So hood and tech ETFs should be going. I'm just reading the major stories here that would affect large cap that we're trading. Again, Netflix, we talked about that yesterday. Says, yeah, that's not really a story. Yeah, but Palantir and Robinhood, yeah, both went up on that news. Palantir, of course, is multi, besides setting up platforms. It's a security base, so crypto would make that move for, people protecting things. So we should expect a lot on Palantir and Hood, but it's not really good. And I'm going to go into, not really good for the way I'm showing scalping. It can be, but you really are looking for a consolidating thing to be more sure. When you're getting a trending stock, you can get lucky and make big money, but do you want to count on it? Because it could go the other way too, right? So, and these other stories aren't really worthy of me talking about. So that's the major stuff to think about. So out of that, I would get that let's keep an eye. I might probably going to do Nvidia on an open move again, being long biased. So look for a dip, then go long, not short. I might, look at AMD too. But as far as trading today for consolidation, it'd be better, again, I think, Apple. So we'll look at those together and talk about the logic there. But that's what I'm thinking right now. So based on that news, that I would be looking at Nvidia, AMD, and Tesla maybe at the open. No, never Tesla at the open. Nvidia and AMD maybe at the open. Nvidia will have the most, definitely have the most action, So let's see here. Let me look at the scanner here. So I just changed the scanner. I put in a market cap because that other one, SBET, popped up on this. I didn't think with the ATR we would need the market cap, but that one shouldn't have been coming up on the scanner for what we're doing. Now, if you don't have this scanner, I'm assuming most of you do at this point, this is pretty crucial to trade consolidation because of the 5 custom coding I did in here. And basically the main thing is the 1 minute average should be over 100,000, or we pretty much don't want to trade it. And what that gives us is that when I talk about that level 2, it gives us that flow of 10 to 15 cents really quickly. Could give us that flow because you have the volatility in there, but yet you're getting volatility in a consolidating stock that's moving in a range. So it's so safe that way, right? You just don't want to pick one that's trending on a catalyst, like right now, NVIDIA and Hood and even AMD. So that leaves us down, and maybe even Palantir too. So that leaves us down to Apple. And that's what I was looking at this morning. But that doesn't mean we don't want to look at these other ones. But hopefully you guys have got $4.99 over at the $1 Million Margin Club, so you could get it. All I did is just add this. You can just go over here to where it says add filter, and you push stock, right? And then you can change it, and then just put in here that when you go in here and you type in market cap up here, and then remember when you do that it's per million. So 25,000 million equals 25 billion, and that's what you want. You want a minimum of 25 billion, which seems like a lot, but it's really not these days. So, and then you get these consistent large cap, mega cap consolidating stocks that we want to look for. You always want to make sure they're easy to borrow. That's why this is up here. And this is how far it is from its high, which is good. And then this is going to show you what it closed yesterday, so you can see really quick, like, hey, how is it moving right now on the mark as it beat yesterday? So Apple's very consistent, Palantir is up. It's a lot of that was it went up over. I went about $1, right? A little less than $1. What did AMD? AMD's actually down, right? That doesn't make sense. Well, a lot of it could have been during open session, then it faded a bit. We'll take a look at the chart here. So I just marked this one out, Palantir. So I just readjusted the fib, which I'd been kind of fudging. I wasn't sure I was going to trade it. So this is a good one to start the talk with if you're new here. So we're trying to trade, trying to find a stock that's going to move up and down in a range, and we're going to create support ceilings and support floors, and then we want it to constantly retrace, long and short. Or maybe you just want to trade the long, wait for it to come back down, trade the long. If you're a lot of people in my emails, they don't want to short it. That's up to you. Just make sure you get out of your position, that's all. But sometimes switching the way you trade can be confused. I push the wrong button all the time, and I feel like such an idiot when I do it. But so you are not alone. If that happens, maybe I'm alone. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. But the point here is that you can see here, like on the fib levels. So ideally, if this stock was just moving right around here for the last 10 days, right in this level, that would be awesome, right? But it's slowly been climbing, but because it's so slow, it's almost a consolidation. And when you're trading in 1 day, let's look at the 1 day. So the 1 day it moved in here. The 1 day it moved in here to the end of the day, right? Here it didn't. Here it did. It moved in the 1 day, So it's for the most part consolidating from the time it opened, and sometimes it trends. So you're always looking for a retracement. And when I call bias, it's like if you get stuck in a position, make sure your position is the way that it's biased. And right now, my bias would be long on this stock. So I don't want to get stuck in a short and then decide I'm going to make it a swing trade, So I would be hesitant to short this as the price kept going up to add to my position. So these are things you have to think about if you're doing that 25% in and then you're adding to your position half and then full position. So that's not ideal. I mean, this is a great pre-market and aftermarket. Yeah, that's why it's down. Yeah, this is a great look here if it keeps that, because it might have already made its move. So we could see it might end up being really good today and just work around in here. So I went ahead and picked up pivot levels here that if they weren't picked up by the fib or so close to the fib that there was no point. I just moved this fib, so that's an older pivot. I might not even have marked that because I'd look at the fib level as a more respectable. That is the oldest historical data. This is very recent historical data. I actually just marked that one because we're right at that level and it just seems to be consolidating, so I wanted to get something between the fib. That could end up being the channel. Could, maybe, might, So we look at it. after the market opens, we look at it and see what are we going to do. I'm going to go straight to Apple just to see what is happening with that. So that's my scanner above that took up the screen. Yeah, so here's a better look, right? Although it's got a range, but I mean, look at it in between the fib here over the period of days. And this is why Charlie's been making money. We made money the last 2 days on this. This is really something you can, for the most part, count on. Apple's just a steady stock, so you're trying to catch these moves in between. So I reset the fib this morning, and then I looked at there's the high, most recent high. There's a high way back here, right? Yeah, there's a high way back here. So I didn't reset the fib. I lied. I did it not on this stock. So that's a possibility, that it starts to trend. So you have to watch it. But I would probably trade this long biased again, based on the whole market is just record level. So you need some sort of a catalyst that says the whole market's turning around, right? Because Apple's one of those trillion-dollar stocks that represents the whole market. So I would tend to be long biased and not swing a short. If I get caught and it's $100, $200, $300 down, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to take this hit because I believe this is going to come back. I would believe that on a long position, not a short position. I would probably take the loss if I got into my full position and it was like, wow, this could just keep going. I don't want to count on it retracing. I don't want to hold it more than a day, especially as we go into the weekend. And of course, it could go straight up, and I could have made a mistake. You just never know. But I'm just like the way I, try to mitigate bigger losses. That's the way I think. Right now, I'm pretty much everything's long biased. If I'm going to hold, I want to hold long, not short, just because of the overall strength of the market. The SPY, the QQQ, and so. But you guys, think about what you want to do. But that's the way I would think about it. So probably we're going to come to Apple and do that. Now, when you go to Hood, you can see it's just been, you had some consolidation down here. I think here is where I lost money on it. But it's trending up. So you could just play it long, but this could be its peak and it could pull back, but probably not. If you wanted to do a long stock, again, this is your call. This might be safe, 20, 50 shares or whatever, and just ride it for the day. The crypto news is really good. Hopefully you guys own some crypto. My coin, token, whatever you want. They've just gone crazy, and but I'm not selling them out because I think this is just the beginning. My opinion, again, everything's my opinion when I say it from me. But yeah, so this would not be the best consolidating in channel, but it might be something worthy of taking a small, hedging your thing with a 5 or 10 shares or something and just go so it's not too bad because you're not going to watch it, right? And just let her rip, right? And see what happens. And then we're going into Tesla here. Again, I can't trust anything the stock does. So, but we can get into a short-term consolidation, possibly, if it's given us a short-term moves. But look at this. It jumps channels, and that's why I'm so. But the biggest thing is, if that was the only thing, you could trade this stock. If Musk wasn't the CEO of this company, I'm just sorry. You just never know what he's going to say. He could just totally destroy your position. So you have to be so quick and in the moment to trade this stock. I keep it up here because we do it from time to time. We make money from time to time, We think it's going to really go up. Today, I think it's going to go up, believe it or not, even though it's been coming back down because of the general news. I think it's going to go up. And then the ace in the hole for this thing is the whole robotics thing, which will just, send everything just skyrocketing of Musk's. So, they're not even really talking about that much. They're talking about the cars. But let's take a look at AMD. So AMD, it seems to be only consolidating for a couple of days and then stair-stepping up, just like NVIDIA, because it's a chip company. So, it's just, it's interesting how that's going down, huh? And everything else is going up. I wonder, is there news on that today? Anyway, I marked some stuff. I didn't change the fib. Probably should do that to the last open session, I'm thinking, which is 60.60. I wouldn't want to do it on the pre-market, but 160.60. Let's go ahead and do that. Just to get closer. Remember, these are guidelines. They're just guidelines, guys. So yeah, that's kind of where the high was of the open session. Well, I'm not going to count the opening candle, but yeah, right in here might be worthy. It looks like it picked it up there too, which is interesting. But again, I'd have to see some real consolidation here. I think Apple's the better bet today. Okay, so we covered everything there. So then yesterday I came back with Charlie. Let me get back over to NVIDIA. Oh, that's not what I wanted to push. That thing flipped on me right at the time. Okay. We still got a ways to go, guys, but I don't know how much I want to set this up, because I probably am going to switch stocks here to talk about stuff. But yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go right back to Apple, because that's what we did so well on yesterday. So let me get a look at Apple on the 5-minute first. This is yesterday's open session. So I stopped trading Apple, I think around right here. And then I came back with Charlie, and we made our goal somewhere in here. And I came back with Charlie after the I guess I went in. Yeah, I took a break and then came right back and started trading with her before 11 a.m. So we started trading right in here on a consolidation pattern. So it went all the way up to let me get on the 1 minute. If I can go back that far on the 1 minute. No, because it's set for today. So I'll have to get this back. Let's go back to we'll go back 2 days. Okay. Let me get to the open session here, guys, so we can take a look at what happened yesterday. Come on. Faster. Faster. They're all 1 minute. Look at that's messing up down there on the ScalpMeter Pro, because it's set for 2 days now. Oh my God, really? All right, so we're going to go in here where we were trading, right in here. Now this whole confusing layout is over at the $1 Million Margin Club. If you just want to get the whole thing with all the really cool indicators, you can probably make your money in 2 days. It's well worth having the indicators. Just my opinion. I am a coder, and I coded all these indicators for prop firms, so I know how they work, and I'm proud of them. But so somewhere in here is where we traded, and as you can see, I mean, we did our opening in here, so we got in here and did Apple. Let me just make this even a little bigger. Yeah. So we were making money live right over in here, you know, right in here, playing these consolidating levels, and it gave us lots of opportunities here. And then it dropped down in here, and I know that Charlie and I were starting. Charlie was already trading, and I got in with her here in this area, and then there was a drop off down here that we made a couple mistakes on, but then we came back because it didn't go that far. Let me see. I think I'm trying to remember if I don't think we went long. I think I talked about caution because nothing was telling us. I think right there is where we might have gone long, right when the buy sell oscillator said go long, and you could and yeah, I remember that, and we did have a good trade right then, and then we waited again. So somewhere in here we might have done it again, and here's why it worked out fine, because this is 209.89 if you look at the price over there. So if you went in there with, she went in with 5 shares, right? And then it went down to the fib, you're only going down 20 cents. So you can go down to 10 shares here, and now right in here you're making money, because the fib turned it around right on. Isn't it amazing how it does that? It does that a lot. This is your 100 moving average. That is your fail-safe. That's going to turn it around down there, the 100 daily moving average, not 1 minute chart, daily moving average. So it's good to have those marked on your charts. Yeah, then it was just like making money like crazy right in here, doing the logic. And she had low share size. She made her $100 even with the low share size. Here's what I ended up trading, this one just neck and neck kind of with her, and how we're doing for the month so far. So we're over our goal really already. Well, 2,200 would be 22 trading days. So we broke our goal. That day really helped a lot. And the fact that they reversed the bad trade, I think that was on this day because of the glitch in the system for Thinkorswim. But I've been averaging up more than I intend to because I've been trading with her the last 2 days here. So that helped us a bit. That was our worst day. But so I'm hoping that this is going to continue. Anything can happen. Here's the accuracy level here. So yesterday was 90%, then 84, 90, 81, 100, 85, 83, 100, 100, 100, 92, 100. So seems like I'm getting worse. But what's happening is I'm trading more here in the later after we log with you guys, and that it's just gonna, I'm forcing some trades. You trade more, but whatever, you make money still, right? You're making money. That's the thing. A lot of those times too, I feel like I want to defend myself, but a lot of those times are because I get into a position and I immediately think I've misread it, and then I get out for like $2, or I get out when I think it's green and it slips like 50 cents or $1 or whatever. So the money on those inaccurate trades usually, not always, usually is very, very tiny compared to the gains. But, you do what you can do. So let me make sure we set this back to the right time. Now, if you're using the market magnet, make sure you are on today here, guys. That is the right thing to do, or it will not read correctly. But, so Apple is, I just showed for those of you that are just coming back on. I see a lot of new people here, but Apple is what we're looking for consolidation today. This looks like it's a great pre-market and aftermarket pattern, nice and steady. Now, multi-chart alignment's all saying down, but you can't really, that's a slow swale. You can't really go by that on the pre-market. But you can look at the overall market, and that's not doing too good right now. This is the market pulse. That's a good indicator to get. And this is trending down. This is another good one with the clouds, giving you the strength of the trends. It's a little, you need to learn how to read that, but it comes in handy when you're really thinking about trading a trend rather than just a quick scalp. I keep it there just so I can see the overall play other people might be doing that could maybe affect the move. So, I'm not sure about that level, marking that level, quite frankly. Did I do that because of the pre-market here? Yeah, that didn't even respect it much. Yeah, so that level looks like that was an intraday. Yeah, I don't think I would mark that anymore. I'll remove that drawing. I don't want to count on that. You can't count on any of these guys. Remember, these are just guidelines. So when people are saying, what's he doing? How do you can't possibly do that. That guy doesn't know what he's doing. Watch the videos. Do it yourself. See how often these are accurate. And then it's just one more point to think about for entering and exit. It's not the only reason, right? But I do like to look at them as pretty, once they get validated, I really will put a lot of stock in going in or out based on those levels. I want them to be validated. If you buy the book Day Trading Volume 1, the book that started it all for large cap, it says on there that you respect them until you don't, meaning the second it doesn't get respected, like if it's been marked on historical data 1 day back or 5 years back, the second it's not respected, forget it. It's not, you cannot count on it, so get rid of it. Don't. But it might be 25 to 40% of these end up being very well respected. And remember, I got a couple of questions about this before. I want to make sure I'm clear about this. When you're marking your Fibonacci levels, you always go left to right. So we, from backtesting and put out in Day Trading Volume 1 as well, hang on. As I look at this fib, I'm wondering why it's not here, why we didn't mark it here. So that's 207.22. So let's correct that. Hang on, what is it at? 207. Oh, that's the 50%. All right, hang on. Yeah, so that's a totally different spot now because we passed the 10 days. So it should be from here to here, not all the way down here. So it is way off. So we want to go to 207. We're way down here, 198. So we want to go from the 198 up to the 207.22. I'm glad I caught that. I think that's better for us. Then these are extensions down here. So let's see what that looks like now. It's a whole new world. How exciting. Yeah, so that if it drops down, it gives us more of a solid channel down here. But you're basically trying to create channels. You're looking at the price between them to help you set your share size. It's probably a good time to put in this. Remember, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You should seek the advice of someone licensed before you attempt to follow any of these trades. You are responsible for your own trades. Trading is risky, guys, and you need to only trade with money you can afford to lose in a big way. All right, and then what I'm doing for my basic rules I'm following for the most part are entering into 25% of my maximum position, and most trades will be taken with just that, a quick win, right? But if it goes against me, I might go into half, and I'll be talking about why I think it's okay to do it, and then I might even go into the whole after that. It goes from half to whole, so two possible adding to the trade. But it gets more and more risky. So what you have to make sure you understand is what is your max loss per trade. So if you're thinking of going into a whole position, you don't want to start with your max loss, can barely move. You want to start. That's why Charlie's doing 5 shares, and she's still making her $100. She's having to trade longer than I am, but she's doing it, and she has enough time. She only has to. I think she trades for like 3 hours roughly, and makes her $100. Now, obviously, if you had higher share size, then that could be $1,000. It just, the entries and exits don't change. Just your share size would be, and if you're feeling nervous and you're sweating and you can't play the move the way you see it, then your share size is too high. It's that simple. Everybody has their own breaking point. I did do a video that said trading with nerves of steel. If you're sitting there shaking, if you're new and the whole thing is just you should trade in a sim first, and if you want to trade live, because a lot of times the sim is delayed or you're not really trading with a quarterback like me that's calling the trades, trade one share and say, I can lose $10 today. One share. Remember to get out with your one share. You can still lose a lot of money with one share, especially if you trade Tesla. So get ready to get out. And then, just do one share and then see how that feels and see if you can make, $1, $2, $3 following the trades, what I'm saying. So we're going to be live in about 6 minutes. But yeah, channel trading is the key, and then figuring out what you can risk. Usually what I will do, and I'll tell you as what I'm thinking. And remember, I can be wrong. I could lose money today. I don't, every day is a crapshoot, so to speak. You try to get any edge you can get, right? But if I go to enter, I'm going to usually say, here's where I would feel comfortable averaging in if it's going against me. Here's my fail safe to average in. And then I look at the level 2. I look at all the other indicators, the buy sell oscillator, the MACD, the market magnet, and what's happening on the chart. I would look at that before I even level into half my position, and then I really look at that before I go to my full position. And then if I'm wrong again, I have the opportunity to take it into a swing trade if I'm going the bias direction that I just told you guys that you should have. I believe a long bias direction, but you should do your own research. And if I'm going short, I'm more inclined to, if I'm going long, I'm more inclined to level into my full position, believing it will recover, or large cap stock like Apple, I can swing, believing it will recover. I like to get out at the end of the day. Sometimes I might carry it over. Be careful you're going to do that. Get your capital gains indicator, which is down here, so you can make sure you're not carrying margin and paying interest, Look, everybody, that's just how I would think about it. Everybody trades a different way, Now, as I had said earlier, I am going to, and I'll be continuing to explain why I take the trades. Just make sure we got everything going here. We have the nice calming music. Oh, Carl's. I muted Carl over here, so we didn't get to hear anything he was saying. It was kind of peaceful without him, wasn't it? So I will be taking a look to maybe go long on an NVIDIA dip on the first 1 or 2 candles. And if it doesn't do what I want, I'm leaving this and going to Apple. I do not recommend you try what I'm about to do here. It is not advisable unless you're very good at day trading, So you're basically, it's a lot like just rolling the dice, because all these market orders have to wash out. So I always say, don't follow me on this first trade. I'm getting my little, I don't think you should follow me on any trade. I think you should assess every trade. Let me word that correctly. But I know people are doing that, and I understand. But on the opening here, guys, this is just so I get my little thrill, so because I'm used to trading, with a much higher share size and reversing and, doing crazy stuff that I've gotten used to. If you watch some of the old videos, you can see, ways that I call out how you can literally just predict the future, which is what I'm trying to show you here in scalping, ways to just predict the future by using the right historical data and the right indicators. And then everything else is designed to be safe in case you're wrong with all that data, like trading a consolidated stock, picking the bias you think it's going to go today, keeping only 25% of your full share size, always stopping at max loss, logging, keeping track, go back and look on demand. Hey, what did you do wrong? Record your sessions. All these other things are just other ways to get you better and better in case the historical data and the indicators don't help you predict the future correctly. But over time, I believe that you can really, on more times than not, predict the way the price action is going to go, right? Everybody says there's no way you can do that. Well, it's just not true. They do it long term, right? So it may not give us an eye. If it keeps going up, it's like I'm not going to chase a stock going straight up. So, but it might be a way to go long and just make your move. If you're going to do that, I would do a small share size in case it turns around on you. But you might get a big burst early on. You might make your $100 right away, right? There's all kinds of ways to trade it. This candle broke the last candle on an upward move, but now no market orders have washed out yet. Now, this is where they're all preset right when the open session starts in a minute and 30 seconds, 20 seconds. So this is just people predicting right now and trading pre-market. By the way, am I set for day? Yes, I am. I was on light speed, so I didn't see it went all the way up to, you know, a bunch of people caught that move, and then a bunch of people lost money when they jumped in there. So, all right, guys, good luck for everybody today. Let's do it. We can do it. It's our Friday. We're gonna have another green day. I have confidence we can do it. We're gonna have the bell go off. That's our new effect, so don't get freaked out when you hear a bell. Okay, guys, here we go. I'm doing the same damn NVIDIA thing. Maybe. We'll see what it looks like. I'm going to do market. I'm just doing 100 shares. So I can average into 400 shares if I feel it. But usually I don't do that on an opening 1-2 candle situation. I just get out, take a bit if I can make it, and then, or take a loss. I mean, anything below 173 would scare me. Is it just going to go straight up, or can it give me a dip down there? It was 173.30, 42. I'm going to try that. I think that's about the biggest dip I'm going to get. So let's see if we can get a little push up here. I'll go ahead and get out. So there's 25 bucks on that little move. On the opening candle, and that was kind of thrilling for me. Woo! And it's going down, so I think that's the position I had it in. So I'm going to look to this to maybe do another one. Let's see if it does something here for me. It's kind of like, people are going to take profit right there. So you buy the dip and then wait for what's really going to happen today, which it could go up. It should go up, but I don't know. So there's the low today. See, there it was. I almost went in there too. And there's a lot of almost that's going on, right? MACD just turned it around. That's a great indicator, guys. So you're looking for indicators that give you crossovers on RSI or EMA to help you. Yeah, I wish I would have dropped in down here. If it goes down here again, I probably will give it another shot to ride it up. But right now it's starting to do a little bit of consolidation, so since it's trending a direction, I don't want to make this our consolidating trading stock. And I'm basing that on yesterday, it's kind of trending up. And it's got a catalyst. So it's, see, it's already on the second candle, it's barely moving. It's moving 10 to 20 cents in here. If you watch it, you watch the swaling, it's like you can't even call it. You have to just predict that it will go up long biased. I'd like to see it hit the low before I try. If I try again, and I'm getting ready to switch to Apple. Yeah, it's just stalling here. Probably going to start heading up for those of you going long. Hopefully you're utilizing your... Whoa, there it goes. Boom. You're using your buyer's indicator. I would not short here, guys. I'd be very careful. Going to dip me down to the fib again? I'll take one on the fib. I can't pull away from the stock. I'm having trouble. Looking for a fib retracement. Down to the 173.46. Looking at the market maker. Because I could average in down here to 173 to 200 shares, half my position, if it gave me what I was looking for. Close. That was 50. A little further down. I'd feel safer. Take it. So I got it at exactly 50. Now we don't want it to go down to 73. We want it to go up. I'll look for a double digit. There's some swaling up. That's good. Oh, it's really stalling. Wow. The best I could have got there was about 10 bucks. There we go. I'll take that little thing. So 39. I'm going to get away from the stock. All right, so it's consolidating now a little bit, but I think it's going to trend up. That's just my call on that. But you guys think about what you want to do if you're going to stay over here. I'm going to go ahead and go over to Apple, and we'll get ready as we get into the day here to see. Wow, it shot way up too, huh? That would have been a good one to do the open on. Woo! Oh, that was just before. Yeah. So let me zero in on this a little bit here to see where we're at. It's a little soon to really think about a channel or adding any intraday levels. Now the whole $1.5 popped up, which is a great indicator to get, or just draw them in every day yourself and you don't have to spend $24.95. This just makes it so, because it goes with any stock you have. So, and you can go in the wheel and adjust the price. So now remember, my layout is super duper unbelievably sensitive, and that may not have even actually happened, because I get what we call shadow wicks when you when it's so sensitive. But for the most part, the action does happen the way that you see it here. Some people, they just have little short wicks. So now we're past 5 minutes. So when we pass this 5 minute, okay, this is the multi-chart alignment. You know, I start to get more interested in maybe channel trading. There's the market magnet, so that's going to pull it upward. You want to watch the volume profile coming in up above or below. This is data that's just happened, buying and selling on a volume, recent volume. So that told us we were going to go down. All multi-chart alignment, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4. Now, nothing really matters right now but the 5 minute, because that's all pre-market. I mean, it matters a little bit, but you want to watch this a lot closer as we get deeper into the day. And the QQQ and the SPY are on a 5 minute here telling you what's happening. And then here, so right now it looks like it's going down, but I would think about it as a long biased move. So finding a bottom, let me look at what that historical data is. That's the 29 cent. Ugh, I got it just right after I do that. Okay. So that's this one. Oh, that was the open. Why does it say open? I don't know why it says open. I saw that the other day. Did that get... That's nothing. I don't even like that. I'm going to get rid of that line. Yeah, I don't like that line. It stopped there, but no, I don't think any of that was worthy. So we got rid of that. We got time. I'll be back. Don't worry. We got time to make these trades. Second 5 minutes straight down, huh? Keep an eye on this 15 just to make sure there's nothing weird going on here. And now we're over on the 1 minute, and I got rid of that level that we shouldn't have trusted. So this is the 210 now. I remember trading around that for the last few days, that it's a real level to maybe go up and see. It just showed us that we probably should have done that. And until I get a beat on this, I'm going to keep this a little lower, at 100 shares rather than 200. And just see if the 210 is going to be respected here. It looks like it is, huh? Now, when we get in, when we decide to start, then you're looking for, you can look up here. This goes 9 candles back. So it's 9 cents upward trade. 19 cents, but I would think of it more like 15 cents max. This is 33 cents going short, but I would think of it more like 25 to 30 cents and get out. I wouldn't try to go right to the limit of the average. So it's been averaging down, but we don't even have 9 candles in yet. So let's wait just a minute. This seems like it's going to be respected, but why don't we wait and see for sure? Can it break the 210? It seems it keeps pounding on the bid over here to break it, but nope. Okay, so that's a reversal sign, which is good for people going long right here. So it's making me want to go long right here. Let's see if it bounces off the 210 again. Is it going to break it? It broke it. See, that's why you wait a minute and just see. Still tempted though, frankly. Only gave us like 6 cents on that trade. So this is bad price action to try to trade right now. Wow, where do you go from here? What stops it from going down? We have no historical data, and then 109.50 is way down here, so I'm looking at the level 2. It's all I got. So we could have picked up a trade there. Well, we could have picked that up. That would have been a winning trade. So again, I would still call this level being respected. That wasn't off of it enough. So I might actually pick up a dip here long if it gives us another opportunity down here. That's what I'm looking for. I just don't like the fact that it's so far down for me to average up. Looking to go in long on a dip below 210 in the mid 90 cents. Maybe not. That was it. So just take it slow. Let's make our first trades good trades. Patience, guys. You got to have patience. Some of you just made money here, I'm sure. Don't laugh at me. Wow, there it goes. So I kind of like this because we're going to get a rejection somewhere and it's going to go short again. We're starting to get our channels to be created here, right? Right now, this could be a bear flag, so we want to watch this. That's the bottom of the market magnet. It's not as much of a turnaround signal as the top of the magnet. All of your volume is still, most of it's right here. The volume dropped off. These are showing you 1 minute volume per candle here. Let me get a look at this Scalp Pro, and then down here it's going to show you what's happening inside. And remember how I read these is, you know, the closer it is to the top of the volume, the stronger it is. Those are the buyers inside. But if the volume's dropping as a whole, you've got to kind of look at both things at once there. Not exactly inspiring if the volume's going down as the buyers come to the top. That's less buyers. This is getting weaker as we go up. More of a signal that it's turning around. It broke the 9 moving average. There's the 14. And are we 14? No, we're only 11 minutes in. And there's the 20. So you can't go by those yet because those are pre-market averages. So you got to wait a minute. Definitely stepping up. But there are moves if you went short to capture short baby moves here. So this coming in here is going to pull the magnet down, which is going to pull this down. That's what should happen. So it doesn't mean it will, but that's the sign that the market magnet's pretty handy to have. So see if it keeps pulling across and pulling this down, and then that's more of a go short situation. But if it kicks back, then it's like, no, not strong enough. Already could have got in here for a short. So it's setting our levels. I'm taking my sweet time here. We're setting our levels. What's it really going to respect here? Really stopping around 210.30, where it seems to be calling it. See if it stops there multiple times. So the magnet pulled down. So most of your price action is right here, not up here anymore. So that's more of a rejection of this level. So let's see if it rejects. It is rejecting based on the magnet. Now we're down to 23, but how much is it rejecting? So now this is where I would go long if it gets near there. So it reject. I'm going to go ahead and go in a little bit above that level and just try to get a short gain here. I got it in at 210.04, looking for a bounce back. It rejected off the magnet quickly, and usually it's like a slingshot. Not usually, nothing's usually, right? So playing it long biased, had plenty of time to add into my half my position, and just looking for a small gain up here as it traces back up, hopefully. or not. I wouldn't add until it was way down here somewhere if it does that. For me anyway, that's the way I would look at it. I remember I was just thinking I'm only trading 100 shares, so I should take a smaller gain here. I thought I was at 200 shares, so like $4 or $5 is probably, you know, that's 5 cents. We're only looking for like 8 cents maybe on this target here. We're going to take some baby trades here. I'm going to probably up my share size after this trade. What's our spread? It's about 2 cents. So you probably expect a little bit of slippage if you do market. Again, it is holding this 210 level. I mean, that's holding it. You know, if it gets into the 80, 70 cents and 80 cents, then that's not holding it. Right now, it's right there. So I'm not going to add this close, obviously, to my price point, but yeah, it wants to pound down right now. It's trying to scare us. Don't believe it. It's not going to go down. It's going to go up. Wow, I definitely have to raise my share size. This is some pretty boring action going on here, guys. Come on. Let's get up there. You do what you guys feel good about. I just tried to get out like $4 just so I could get into the trade again. It looks like $5. Okay, so $6. So that's 6 cents on 100 shares, right? So that was 6 cents. So about a little more than half of what it was saying to go for. And of course, if I held on to it, I'd be making big money. It just seemed like it was going to go right back down. Now I would look to short as it gets up here. But again, be careful. We don't really have a level here yet. Let's see if it respects this more than once before I start going short. I'd like to play this long biased, get it up to this fib maybe before I go short. Or, you know, because then you'd pass the 210.50 and get up here to the fib as your fail-safe, like to maybe add just above it or something. Yeah, it's just not. I'm glad it's consolidating, but it's not giving us enough action for lower share size. Now, if you've made the PDT rule, you have no problem going up to far higher share size than this. But if you're getting shaky or something, then don't do it. Our first trade was a masterful trade. $6. I'll be writing my mother. You know, asking me for facts about my life to put in a stream below. So the idea is to do, you know, humorous stock market things and then facts about the professor, because I have had I've been around long enough to have had an interesting life just by default. And then facts about, you know, the books I like and the indicators I like and how they work. It's just like a constant stream that you can read like a ticker. You don't have to read it. It's just there to make it not so boring like when we're waiting for moves here. So now this is a possibility at the 1050 here to try to go short and then get out, double up again at the fib if it keeps going up. That's what I'm looking at, to go short at around 1050. I'm looking at the action though, and it's not giving me much to get out. You know, 8 to 10 cents. Not a lot of big moves here, you know what I mean, to make money on it. But let's see. I will not go long as it goes up here. I will go short. Didn't make a bull flag. Didn't make a bear flag. It broke it. If it goes more than halfway down the pole, it's not a flag. Did make a bit of a tweezer move right here, though. There we go. 49. You're going to bang that twice, or was that it? That was it. I could have made the money right there. 10 cents. $20. Just like that. And I missed it. I will hit it again. If it goes up there, I will hit the, or for the first time, should I say, wow. Well, I was talking and about patterns and didn't catch it when it hit it. Hopefully some of you got that. That's a nice tweezer move down. Buy sell oscillator turned it around. Now you're at the bottom of the magnet. It may not go all the way here. It may stop right at where all the price volume has been and turn right back around. We might not get that good of a, but I'm going to wait for it to get down there or close to it. I'm going to see if it slows down enough. I'll get in early. Won't wait all the way for 210. But let's see if it pulls back to 210. It looks like it's going to love that level again today. Slowing down a knot on this. So I'm going to go ahead and get in just because of the way it was swailing there. It looked like it wasn't going to go all the way down, but it might prove me a liar. Let's see. So I'm at 14, and this is what it would give me right now to get out. I'm definitely waiting for bigger than a $4 move up here. There we go. That was $9. 18 cents now. 4 cents over. There we go. So there's a masterful. That took twice to fill. You are scaring me, Thinkorswim. You are scaring me, Charles Schwab. 200 shares on Apple, and you weren't filling it on the first price point. They have it. They have their own dark pool so that doesn't happen. You know, so that's just. I feel like I've been lumped in a group of other traders or something that aren't getting their fills. I'm getting annoyed because I'm special. I tell myself that every day in the mirror. Somebody has to, right? I used to make a lot of jokes about that, and now they're politically incorrect. I can't do them anymore. So I'll let your imagination run wild with you. Okay, so I am looking off that 50-cent mark again to go short, guys, and then I would probably average in depending on the price action. And I point these out a lot in case you have any kind of a lag or something, you lose me, what I'm thinking and why I'm thinking it, right? I am long biased, but it's giving us the opportunity for constant retracements here, so it looks good. I'm not going to put a line here because it's on a 50-cent mark. So the half and whole dollar is trading with the crowd. That's why I always have them marked. It's always, you can, on a large cap, you know, that it doesn't have a catalyst. You know, people are looking at levels to get in and out, and that's trading with the crowd. So you want to make note of them because they can come in handy, you know, maybe. So it's nice and slow today, but this is slow and safe. A couple hours trading like this, you have $4,000-$6,000 a month, you know, and it can that can be a living for some people, or just if you're on a fixed income, it makes all the difference in the world for if you're retired. If your heart can handle this kind of stuff. That's why I say lower share size, and it just becomes a hobby until it's really working for you. Then it can become, you know, a good financial move for you. But at first you should look at it like a hobby and keep the share size really low and just try to have fun and be okay with losing 10, 20 bucks a day if you know, not forever, but I mean, just hopefully you get better. You know, that would be the idea. Whoa, huh? Did you see that? Okay, so was that even real? I don't think it was. I saw that was a sensitive. Did it go down that far? No, it didn't hit 88, did it? I didn't see it hit 88. That's a shadow wick. So it did get turned around there on the buy-sell oscillator. That was a little scary. You know, I thought it was way lower. It went off the screen. When I get excited, I call it scary. Wow, so it seems like it's there. It came right back up. I almost took it at the 94 cent, and I could have already made, you know, 8 to 10 cents right there. It is respecting the 210, guys. That is our point. Anything right below that to try to go long, if you can get a little dip below it. Just waiting for a dip. Thinking it's not going to go back up, but geez, I could have missed it. I missed it. There was 10 cents already. Darn. All right, so that's too conservative, right? I'm trying to be too conservative. Hope some of you went in there. You picked up your 10 cents already. If you had 100 shares, 10 bucks, 200 shares, 20 bucks. So if I keep trading like this, I'll run out of time before we make our goal here. The idea is that you can keep trading without me. I don't need to call these for you. You can figure these levels out without me once you start trading a while, It's really, this is why the RV strategy is so popular. It's just really a conservative way to trade. Just always be prepared for some weird drop or climb, but it's just, look at how it's just consolidating here, giving us opportunities to get in and out. A very, very safe strategy. Day trading volume 1, guys, I have a link to it. It has a lot more details than what I'm telling you, and it has a lot of sample trades and stuff, and then it basically tells you how to get offshore accounts and what's on their applications and just all kinds of stuff that's very, very handy. That's why it's called volume 1. It's a good place to start, but it has an actual strategy guide, which most of the books don't have. They just talk at you. They don't give you actual strategies. A lot of people are saying, why aren't I trading day trading volume 4 at the open? Because that's the brilliant open strategy that's like printing money. I have a link to that too, and I will be trading that. This month is, and maybe beyond, is focusing on teaching people how to scalp, because you can do this all day long, not just at the open. So yeah, we're going to want to look for the 210 to go long again. Now it's tried to break through it twice, so you do want to be careful, but it seems like it's not going up here where I want it to go. So it's giving us very short channels here. Let me very tight channels. There's where it spiked. Oh, that's right at 210. I was like, here's where it should stop. It's literally right at 210. Hope everybody's got a good weekend planned for these summer days. They're not stressing too much about money. I would always, I would keep my job for sure until you really get this going. But after a while, you could make a living trading just this one simple strategy. Just always got to stay careful, log, stick to your max loss, only go in 25% of your positions. That's just my way of trading. I'm not a financial advisor, as you know, so, and it is risky. Okay, it's dipping down to where I want to grab it again. I don't want to get in too early. There was 05, 8, 6, there it is. What did it get me at? Oh, 0.02. I'll just take that quick. That was just a quick win. 10 cents, 5 cents. That was only 5 cents actually. Yeah, 5 cents. Was it? Seemed like I was getting 10 cents. I don't know. But we got something. We got a little trade. Another masterful trade. So yeah, it did it again. So it could be banging a flat bottom to break down, and it has a long way to go if it does that, so be careful. But it's just, again, this is what's been happening day after day, the 210 level. Netflix falls after solid earnings. What is behind that drop? Oh, wow. They just tripled the price target for Apple. Yeah. Okay. So that's why I want to be over the rare minerals deal. So yeah, I would definitely want to be long biased on this stock. Let's try to get a good dip here. That's exciting. Now, I can't react to the news that way on these big behemoths. It takes a while. Not even going all the way down to 210 anymore now. It's stopping early. Yeah. That was 5. That was 8 cents I could have picked up there if I grabbed that trade. So I'm going to probably get a little more aggressive. Not because I'm bored, because I'm worried about running out of time for you guys to make the goal. So I'll probably push the envelope and not look for the perfect entry. I'm not getting a lot of data from the indicators yet. MACD said it's not going to go below 210 twice. So that's basically telling you it's oversold. So going short's more of a danger than going long, in my opinion, right now. It's like it's found its bottom and it wants to spring up, and we may not be getting those opportunities down there much longer, so we need to create a higher bottom, you know. But let's give it a few minutes longer. Like it keeps going down there, so you might say, I'm going to go short. I know it's going to go down there. Well, I don't know it's going to go down there. Trying to be safe, guys. Just make every trade a good trade. You just have to have patience, right? Now, there's a lot of people trading. Right now are trading 1,000 shares and listening to what I say. And they're making huge money, you know. It just depends your risk level. Or they're making their own calls. It's not just about me. Okay, so I would go short at the 50 cents, but I'd be a little tentative and worried about if it keeps racing upward, what I might do after that. So let's see if it even gets me anywhere near that. It didn't, except way back when. I don't want to get impatient on a short. I'm gonna wait. If it rejects here again, though, you're gonna see me definitely get in near the 210 down there. There it goes. So wow. So it went all the way to the fib, and I missed it. That was fast. That makes me hesitate, I have to tell you, to get in short. I'm hesitating to get it higher than the 1050. Well, I could have made it. Wow. It wants to go long. We don't want to miss the buy position down here. The way this is moving, that's the stronger play if we can get it. A lot of you only go long. On this next dip, I might even take it a little higher than at the $10 even, if it even gets down there again, because it's looking pretty strong going up right now. Pounding down on this candle. That's a evening star it's making. It usually means a rejection. It goes down. Yep, so it should go down a little further based on that pattern. But I don't think I'll wait for it to get all the way to 210 this time. I'd like to be in the teens at least, though. Swailing up again. I don't think it's going to dip. There it goes. That was the best we could get, like 22 cents. Try it again. There's a couple of people pushing it down. I'm going to go in. That's higher. It's on the $0.25. It's just smashing upward, so I'm going to hold this a little longer, guys, to try to make a bigger trade here. 40 cents. I got to take that. Oh, I thought it was going to be over 30 bucks, but so at least no. I know I'm over the 100 if you count the opening trades. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get down here anymore, so we're going to have to come up with a new level to go long, and I think we could do it fairly safely too, honestly. Did seem to be stalling around the 210.30. It's so safe to just do this and just go, well, if it goes against me, I'll average down as it gets down here, and then if it really breaks, well, I gotta think about it and maybe not holding it. So if you just go in a quarter of your position, it just, to me, I don't know how you guys feel, but to me this feels, easy, safe. It feels safe. But the danger is you're in too high when it goes against you, and you don't wait because you're impatient. That's the biggest danger. Trading when you're bored or you're tired of waiting, and then going in beyond what you can do to average into your full position, and then getting out your max loss. if you watch me trade, 90 to 100% accurate every day, day after day, day after day, it's very hard for me to leave a position, which is dangerous because I feel it's going to go my way. I just feel it's going to happen. My inaccuracies are like $3 and $5. They're not the longer plays because I'll turn them into a swing, which is kind of cheating because it's no longer scalping, which I'm showing you. And then I'll average in and average in and average in until the price is like right next to me and go bam, bam, bam. 2,000 shares, get out. So it's almost like cheating, right? So look at this level and see if it's going to flip around right there again, or if it's going to give us an opportunity lower than that. I'm not willing to get in it yet, but if it pounds and goes up and does it again, then this is going to be the level right here off of this tweezer move right here. So we're creating a new channel between the fib and this. If this doesn't break this, it could break it a little and come back. So let's see. It tapped it, turned around. Now we're enough in it. You got the 9 moving average, the 14, the 20, all at this level, and the market magnet. There's a lot of stuff that's telling you this is the bottom right now. So, and there it goes. So if you got it at 33 cents, you've got 8 cents, 10 cents for a second. So you could have got a good trade, but it's going to pound it again, and let's see if it breaks through it. Nope. Now that's the buy-sell oscillator. Okay, so that's based on RSI, and I think the MACD is on EMAs. Do I have that backwards? I don't. Convergence, divergence here, and then yeah, this is whoa, there it goes again. Boy, that 50 cents seems to be holding it, huh? There it goes again. Is it going to spring up? It's more dangerous to go short, guys, but I'm running out of time to trade with you, so I might push the envelope here, try to make another quick trade. I'd rather be taking a long trade, quite frankly. Hope that by the weekend we'll have time to do a little bit different setup. This is just an ever-evolving process. This is the end of the second week of streaming, so we're just beginning to understand how to present this to everybody, and we're keeping share size pretty in control. People say, oh, trade the RV strategy. It's like, well, I can give the delayed ones. I can't put out the ones with the high share size with everybody that are all registered because we're worried about front runners, but I can. I'm going to go ahead and go in off that 30 cent and just see if it's going to break it. I didn't wait, like I said, to test it. I just went in knowing I could average in. So let's see if it springs up like it should, all the way back up to like near 48, 50 cents. Let's see. Made a nice little channel here. 31 cents. I got it right on the mark. I'm okay with it going down. I almost want it to so I can add to it. So there it goes. So let's see. 20. That's not enough. Get me down toward the 210 and I will add to it. 210 even is what I'm looking for. There's 08. I'm going to go ahead and take that. So now I'm in my, this is fun now, right? Because I'm in the red. So I'm in my full position waiting for this to bounce off this. So I don't want this to drop, but it could, and I'm okay with it. So I'm waiting for this. I'm going to wait for this for a few minutes to go back to where it's been and hope for the best. And hopefully didn't lead you guys astray. I hope if some of you waited to get in here, that was a great move, in my opinion. So let's see what happens. So my full position is 800 shares, and I'm not opposed to doing that if this continues to drop and then go for the big move up. So it's been down this low before. That's 87. 8. I'd like to see it stay in the 80s and not hit the 70s, or go up is what I'd like to see it do. So now I'm trapped here a little bit for a few minutes before I head off. Definitely forced the trade and didn't wait for it to respect this level again, because I was of a timing situation, so it wasn't ideal, but this is a reversal sign, so that's good. And then there's the 210 level is a reversal sign, so You know, things are looking good for this to go up, and then I want to hold it to get up quite a bit higher up in here, above the 210.31, you know, closer to the 210.40, and not get greedy, and that should put me well over our goal as it retraces, which I believe it will. So that's one of the bigger red candles on the 5 minutes, so not good to see. Be patient, be calm, be meditative. I got my hike in this morning. Calm down, I got my heart rate down good. Should have walked away with my $100 I had between the two. No, I'm fine. Apple, what are you doing? You only had good news. All right, so now I have to decide, do I want to add down here? And I probably will add down here because I'm so confident that Apple will retrace upward today. Let me just get another look at this. So we're down here. So there's the couple of lows, right at the couple of lows from yesterday. It did drop all the way down to 2864 the day before. And then if you go back this many days, we're all the way back to 207. I do not see that happening. I think we're going to stay right in this area and then be up. But, you know, I've been wrong before. So I would take a swing if I added down here. And if you're in the same position, make sure you figure your max loss. And if I take a swing, you'll see what I'll do. I'll just set profit. I won't put a stop out. I'll just set a profit up here somewhere. And it's turning around now, so we want it to break the 210 with some strength so we can get back into the nice and green level. I don't have any indicators here. The buy sell should have turned it around here. It didn't, but the MACD, you know. Now the magnet's way up here, so everybody's up here waiting. We're all waiting up here. Let's go. You got to you obviously, I'm assuming you went in with the 25%. You're only half into your share size. Hopefully, if you followed me and you're feeling pretty good about, you know, a potential loss that's very low because you designed it to do that. They have the Charlie's actually trading with me, but they're setting up the RV. We've been going in at 10:30 instead of 10 on the East Coast, United States timing for the RV strategy. I'd like to see a second green candle. That'll give people some confidence. Oh, let me get this. Yeah, so we want the 5 minute to close green. Here's where the end of that 5 minutes will be. The 15 minute too. So more 15-minute people might jump in. Let's see. No, they won't, because that's way back here. So it's holding me hostage just below my position here. Here it comes. It's time. It's time to go back up to your 210.50 cents up here. Swaling up now. Come on, boys and girls. Now, had I averaged in here, I'd be green already. You know, so it's all a perspective thing, right? You have to picture what's safe for you. You don't want to get out too early here because this should retrace where it was. It should come up to this level here. At least to the 30 cent area, right? That's what we're looking for here. So give it time to make its move. Or, I mean, you could just take your quick profit if you got profit there. I don't know if you were, depending on how you averaged in. The volume did go up and the buyers won out, but so we'd like to see this volume go up on a green, and that would make me feel better. We don't want this to be here when this 15-minute breaks. That would be a bad sign. We want this price action to be above this level when we hit this 15. So we've got some room there. That's all the way down at 79 cents. Uh-oh, that's a reversal. Okay. Come on, MACD, send it through the roof. There you go. There you go. Bam. Break through that market magnet. You don't want to get poked with that. Go up. All right, there we go. Look at the Scalp Pro, and the volume's increasing as it's going up. So those are all really good signs. So stop going down. I'm running out of time, guys. Got that song in my mind. We're holding out for a hero. You're our hero candle. Come on. You're almost going to close. Well, at least it closed green when we came to the 15-minute. It broke above the magnet. These are all, I mean, it's just so slow. It's frustrating, but it is, everything says it's going up. But I would like it to go a little faster. It's torturous. Finally, we're going to be green on this trade. But let's wait. Let's make some money. $75 for the day. Can this trade take us to $100 a day? It's kind of a weird thing to look at the money, but because of what our challenge is, I mean, I've already had $100 because of the NVIDIA trade. So, but after all that, right, we want to make some money on this trade. So let's let it play out. If you can afford to, let it play out. If not, take the money. Don't turn it around, buy, sell oscillator. Pull the 20 up with you. Let's go. I can't wait around. I might get out just because I want to. I can't wait around, guys. So I do want the trade to be green at the very least, though. So had I just added back there, I'd be soaking up the money. Lots of time for you guys to get out there for a nice little profit. I waited because the way it was swaling up, I waited a minute just to see if it would get me into the $20, $30 range, but it just went back again. Five minutes still shows nice and green. 1 minute's just toying with us. We're all set up for me to move, so I can move pretty quickly. Honestly, I want to wait for this to make the move where it should go, which is up to the 30-cent range. I'm tired of these reindeer games, but give me a break, pal. Get up there and don't make me wait another 10 minutes. Just going to take a green trade, guys, if it gives me another opportunity. It just wants to toy. It's toying. Lots of opportunities to be green, but I waited. No, don't do that. It kind of stinks to be. I'm kind of timed with you guys, so it kind of changes the way I trade. But you should just take that money when you can, right? I almost went in 800 right there. I was waiting to see it, just that it hit it hard, like it was going to break it again, so I was a little worried about the way it hit there. There's a swale up. Let's see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go in full position off that action that I'm seeing there. So that's 800 shares, and then now we only need to get up to 08 to break even. And you know, I wanted to punch beyond that obviously a little bit, so and that's what I'll do to get out sometimes when I'm in a rush. I'll just bang it up, bang in a bunch of times so my price gets better and better and better. This is technically my full size now, so it can get scary if it starts to drop, you know. There we go. 99.64. So probably took greater chances than you wanted to take to get there, but it got there. And quite frankly, I probably would have gone to 1600 down here. So, but you know, and everybody says here, just trade the way you would normally trade, Professor. But I am always taking into consideration. Now, look, guys, it got to the 230, right? Did you see that? It just took too long, and I have to go. But I hope that was enjoyable for everybody. So next week we're gonna have more stuff in store for you. I hope everybody's green today. It seemed to be calling it just like it should call it. Apple's really, really safe to trade. So be careful out there, guys. You know, don't trade more than you can afford to lose. And I'll see you next week. Go green. Have a great weekend.